Welcome everybody, Do It DeWitt here. This video is going to explain truck driving if I don't die. This video is going to explain truck driving in lamest, most simplest terms as quickly as possible. A few of you have requested me to do this because some of you do not understand truck driving. I've actually made these videos in the past, but I've never posted them because they were like 45 minutes to an hour long. Because I was, damn, there's two cars in one lane. Oh Lord. Right now, I just now crossed into North Carolina, running 95 south, going to Orlando, Florida. But anyways, okay, so to explain truck driving in the most simple, lamest terms, I'm going to try to private proof this as much as I can for you guys. And I don't mean that in a negative way, I just mean that so that people can actually understand what I'm saying. Let me get past this driver. Okay, so with truck driving, we are allowed to work 14 hours a day. And that day starts whenever you start your clock. What we call our clock is a 70-hour work week. We go by a clock every single day. So we have a 70-hour work week, so we can only work 70 hours in 8 days. I know what you're thinking, a work week is 7 days, but they give us 8 days to work 70 hours. And work means anything on duty, driving, pre-trip, post-trip, getting diesel, getting loaded, you know, like all that different type of stuff, which I'll explain that in a later video. I'll do a secondary video, maybe. Okay, so you have 14 hours to work. So right now it's 2:30 p.m. So if I were to start my clock right now, the 14 hours would start right now, and in 14 hours, my day would end. So I have 11 hours in that 14 hours to drive. I cannot drive more than 11 hours in a day. Also, when you start your 14-hour clock for that day, it does not stop at all. So if I accidentally start it right now and I have to wait 2 hours, then I have just wasted 2 hours of my clock that I will not be able to get back. If my 14 hours go into my 11-hour, if they overlap each other, then I am losing drive time and I cannot get those hours back. I can drive for 8 straight hours non-stop, but at 8 hours or before 8 hours of drive time, I have to take a 30-minute break. It has to be a stationary 30-minute break, not working, not doing anything, not getting diesel, no nothing. You have to just literally just stop for 30 minutes and sit there and do absolutely nothing and take a legal 30-minute break. So if you hear me say legal 30, that's what I mean. And then after your 8 hour, after you drive your 8 hours, you take your legal 30, then you have the remaining hours to drive. So you have 3 more hours left to drive for your 11-hour. So you'll drive your 3 hours and you'll shut down and your day is now over. You can't drive anymore. So you go off duty or sleeper berth for a minimal of 10 straight consecutive hours non-stop. So once you do that 10-hour or the legal 10, you hear me call it legal 10 a lot, or do your 10. After you do your 10, then you get your 14 hours back again. So it's a new day after you sleep or off duty, sleeper berth, for 10 hours. Then you get 14 hours and you get to do it again. There are no restrictions on how many miles you can drive in a day. It's how many miles you can drive in a day. Now, weight-wise, we are not allowed to gross over 80,000 pounds total. The steer tires are your front two tires. When you turn the steering wheel, those are the tires that turn. Those are your steer tires. This is the typical understanding of trucking, but this isn't the actual weight. In another video, I'll go into detail about that. But the typical standard is 12,000 pounds on your steers. You cannot go over 12,000 pounds. Your drive tires, which are on your tractor, are your the two axles behind the sleeper or the cab of the tractor. Those are your drives. Those, you can only have 34,000 pounds on those two axles, those drive tires. And then your tandems are your two axles on your trailer. And those tandems can slide forward or slide back to adjust the weight. And those tandems are not allowed to have over 34,000 pounds on them. So 34, 34, 12 for a total of 80,000. But that's not true, and I can explain that in another video. But I'm gonna leave it at that. That is truck driving 101. Legal 30 means I have to take a 30-minute break because I've been driving for 8 hours or less, and I need to regain my time or my hours. 14 going into my 11, meaning that I have started my clock, and my 14 hours, I've wasted 3 hours somewhere. So now my 14 and my 11 are matched up, and I'm losing drive time now, which means I can drive less, and I do not get any of that time back. My legal 10 is when I'm done with my day, I have to sit in one place, stationary, and sleep or be off duty in sleeper berth for 10 straight consecutive hours in order to get my 14 back. And my 70 hours for the week are continuous. And I can get a fresh 70 back if I do a 34-hour reset. But I'll explain all that in detail in a later video, but that's just the basics of truck driving, some terminology. If you ever hear me say bobtail, that's just the tractor, the semi, by itself only, no trailer. If someone says deadhead, that means that you have the tractor and the trailer, but your trailer is empty. You're hauling sailboat fuel, nothing in your trailer. So comment below and ask me some more questions on what else I need to explain. Later on, I'm gonna try to make a better video explaining everything in detail, but that's just the basics trucker 101. I probably forgot a lot of important stuff, but that's just like the basics to get you by for now.